is July 3rd, 2026, the day before 4th of July in America. I don't know about any other countries, whether or not they celebrate 4th of July. They probably don't, obviously. But here in America, it is the day before 4th of July. And as a anti-natalist and a misanthrope, I want to talk about the things that are going on as of right now. And it is in the middle of the summer too. And there is supposedly a El Nino building up worldwide. I've been coming across a lot of posts on Instagram and Facebook, and even just researching the weather and stuff. Well, usually I check the weather daily to see what the weather is, like on a daily basis. And I've been seeing some underlying outlines, or a lot of headliners, about how dangerous the heat is getting, especially this summer. And I think just for the past, I want to say like 5 years, I've noticed since COVID-19, I would say about 2020, 2021, that the summers have been getting a lot worse. And actually, too, how the winter times here in the South, I don't know particularly, but I know particularly where I am, the past few winters have been getting real mild. Like the past few winters have been getting we haven't been getting that much snow. We haven't been getting, it's really just been a really mild winters, you know? And I just been noticing like the summers have been getting really hot. But this summer it's pretty much, you know, getting hotter. This week, it's up to like 97. I think today is supposed to be 97. Yesterday, I know yesterday was 97. But it's just been so humid, the air is really thick where I am. It's been getting worse, and I just wanted to talk about it because I already know that there's been so many people dying because it's been getting so hot this summer. Even in Europe, like I think India, I can't, what's the other country? Most of Europe it has been it's been killing a lot of people. And I've been thinking it might end up killing me. And that's fine. I mean, I'm gonna die anyways. I don't really care if I die, because I mean, I know it's coming in the way. You know, you live and you die. But I know it's coming. But the heat might just be bringing it even a little bit more faster. I'm gonna try to make this video as long as I can, though. Because I know a lot of people out there are facing this heat. It's getting worse. It's getting worse. It's only gonna get worse because El Nino is coming. I looked online, and just the amount of posts I've been getting about El Nino and about the heat in general that is getting so bad. Like, that's all I see. You know what I mean? I just do this. I mean, just like everybody does. I know there's a lot of people out there that don't use social media like that, but I do. And I'm gonna be, like I said again, I'm gonna be honest. about, I'm not gonna be like, oh, well, I don't usually use the internet, or I'm not on the internet that much. I use the internet. I'm on social media almost every day. And I am, this is really how I'm getting all this information about El Nino. I'm not gonna go too much into deep detail about El Nino, but climate change is really, it's not the main, it's like, okay, so El Nino, it's not, the human activity is not the sole reason why El Nino is getting worse, or why it is forming as it is. It's just a part of Mother Nature, but it's not, we're not the sole cause of it. I did look it up, and we're not the sole cause, like the human activity is not the sole cause of El Nino, but it is slightly, it is a cause. I mean, it is a sole reason why, El Nino is, it's half, I would say half of the reason, but it's for, I'm not gonna go in detail about it, but you guys can look it up if you want, about El Nino. I'm not gonna go too much into El Nino, but climate change is the main reason. Human activity is the main cause of global warming and climate change, and this is something that relates, I feel like it relates to anti-natalism and then misanthropy, you know what I'm saying? Not really misanthropy, well, kind of, but anti-natalism. And this is why we don't need to procreate, because it is contributing to all this shit that is going on weather-wise. I want to say, obviously, and there's been a lot of weird things. A lot of people have been experiencing a lot of weird things with the environment, the weather, bugs, and stuff like that. Either way you look at it, we are the sole cause of it. And I think it has to stop at some point, because we're driving, this is where we're going. We're driving it towards extinction of humans and animals, plants, fish. If you look through, all through the sole causes of this is because of us. Because without it getting worse, without it getting worse, there would be no reason it would be getting worse if it wasn't for us. So I'm really disappointed that it's heading towards this way. And the more people that have kids, the more people procreate. I mean, why would you at this point, when we all know that the weather is getting worse and worse and worse and worse every year? And I can just tell, all these signs that, the weather is getting worse is right in front of you. And if you still don't believe that it's getting fucking worse, then I guess you need to get your eyes checked. People are still denying that climate change and global warming is not real. And it kind of infuriates me. I think it infuriates a lot of people that are concerned about it. But, we can't change that. Obviously, we can't change. I mean, if people don't believe it, people don't believe it. But I do. I'm that person that does believe that human activity is causing this, and it's getting worse. So what am I doing to? It's just all it's going to do is cause more deaths. It's gonna kill more people. Me, do I care? Well, at the same time I do care, but at the same time I don't, because I mean, I think it's irreversible. Climate change is, you know, just irreversible. I think it's something that's just gonna keep getting worse and worse. And there's really nothing we can do about it. I mean, I know there's probably governments are not really doing anything. In my eyes, they're not really doing anything. They're probably keeping the greenhouse gases at a limit, trying to keep it at a limit, but for greenhouse gas caps, trying to cut down on a certain amount of greenhouse gas emissions, but I don't think it's gonna do anything. I honestly don't think it's gonna fix anything, because you know, everything's still going on the way it's going on. There's no going back to, you know, what it was before it getting worse. You know, it's getting worse and stuff. So I do care, but I don't care at the same time, because I'm doing a part of that. I'm only like consuming, so I'm only like, you know, eating foods, and I'm not, you know, I'm walking. Most of the time I'm walking. There's times where I'll ride a bike, you know. If I don't have a bike, then I'm walking. I don't have a driver's license. I don't have a car. You know, obviously cars are contributing to fucking, you know, the greenhouse gases. So I never had a car. I never had my driver's license. So believe it or not, if you want to say, oh well, it's not causing greenhouse gas. It is. It is causing greenhouse gas emissions. So it's a part of that problem today that's causing it. You know, a part of causing it. So I'm not really contributing to that part, obviously, which is good. I think it's good, but it's more better for, you know, to combating climate change is walking and riding a bike. But I mean, you know, I'm just eating food, you know, consuming, you know, which is, you know, only eating what I need. Actually, how I'm doing it really is that, so they have pantries where they're out, basically outside. Most of like churches and stuff, they have built like pantries like that big, and then people will come and put foods like canned foods, you know, canned fish, bags of chips, bags of tuna, dry foods that you can cook. But my part of, you know, cutting down on emissions obviously is, I mean, if I'm still eating, you know, meats and stuff like beef, pork, or chicken, but you know, it comes in all forms of that, like canned chicken, canned tuna, canned beef, sometimes maybe canned pork, or you know, canned chicken, just, you know, just stuff like that, you know, or it might be bags of chips, bags of nuts, and, you know, stuff, or pantry milks, where they got the pantry milks, basically, I'm not gonna, never mind. But you know, you get the idea. So I usually just go to these pantries, and they're all over town. You can get them all over town and stuff, and they have food in it. You know, you don't have to pay for it. You just go in there and you take whatever you want. And if I had food, I would leave food. But you know, it's basically like a community. I mean, this is how you do it. I mean, that's how I'm trying to explain it. So most of the time I get my food for free. I just take what the people put in there. I'm not saying I'm greedy, but I just take what I want to take. That I feel like I'm gonna need for getting through the day, and then whatever money I do get, which I do get money, and I do get whatever money I do get, maybe I might buy like canned protein stuff, like mackerel, tuna. Most of the time it's mackerel, tuna, sardines, you know what I'm saying, something like that. More sustainable options are like mostly like canned tuna, canned fish, is way more of a sustainable than like eating beef or pork and stuff, which causes needs more farmland to raise them. And fish, they don't really need a lot of farmland to raise fish. You know what I'm saying? If it's wild caught, it's wild caught, and it's canned. So that's, for the most part, that's what I do. And I don't plan on, like I said again, I don't plan on driving. I know some people might feel a certain way about me saying, oh well, if you drive, because it's like, you can get electric cars, but it still contributes. I think it still in general contributes to pollution. So but right now it's hot. It's hot. It's really hot. It's really like thick air. It's hot. It's getting worse. So I might end up dying. I don't know. But it doesn't really matter. I'm just saying right now, if there's people out there, you're having kids, you plan on having kids, you plan on procreating, and I'm just thinking, well, if this stuff is gonna get worse and worse, the global warming is gonna get worse, climate change is gonna get worse and worse, what's gonna be left for what's gonna be left for your grandchildren, your kids, are you deciding to really bring somebody into this world? And this world is dying. This world is dying. I can see it all around. I can see it all around me. I mean, the weather's getting bad. Jobs are shit. Because they don't pay enough to live a good life here. I mean, here in the United States. I mean, politicians are corrupt as fuck, you know what I'm saying? They're building data centers, they're building flock cameras, there's flock cameras everywhere to record all of us, and they're building data centers, AI data centers, and it's taking all the fucking water to fucking run these motherfuckers, man. And there's droughts going on, and I'm trying to figure out a way that I can live a sustainable lifestyle until I die, rather than contribute to to contribute to all this climate change and global warming. What's fucking everybody up? Fucking, you know what I'm saying? Just fucking us, you know what I'm saying? We're all fucked, I feel like, green tea. Strong green tea right here. But anyways, so I'm trying to build a plan. Not really a plan, but because I don't think none of us have a bright future. It's just kind of just everything's fucked up, and I didn't want to be born into this world. Period. I did not ask to be here in the first place, and I'm disappointed in that. Someone thinking that it's the right thing to do to bring somebody in this world when everything is just going to shit. And I didn't ask to be here, man. I'm disappointed in humanity. the way things are going, just to keep reproducing, reproduce, and just do the same thing over and over again. Fuck, eat, sleep, destroy. That's all it is to it. I mean, that's all it is to the people that do this. That want to procreate for what? You know what I'm saying? We procreate, bringing somebody in this world, we're already fucking getting baked. We're getting cooked in a microwave. And I'm disappointed. I gotta say to you, I'm disappointed. I know a lot of people are disappointed in humanity into this world. It's weird. It's weird to take up. I mean, and I don't know, man. I think a lot of people are starting to wake up, but a lot of people are just staying the way they are. And there ain't nothing changing. There's nothing that's, you know, we're just getting, you know, this is why we gotta break the cycle of, you know, going to work, and just, you know, it's a cycle, it's a rat cycle. It's a wheel of suffering. That's what I call it. I mean, a wheel of suffering. You know, and some people aren't waking up. Where I'm at, people are not. I don't think people are waking up. I mean, they're complaining that it's hot, but are they really doing anything to make changes? They don't care. Most people just don't care to make these changes. I'm not gonna keep. I told myself I'm not gonna keep repeating this cycle that people are repeating, and you know, it's leading to our downfall. You know, and it's pretty sad. But I think it's really good to get it off my chest. Yeah, like I said again, the weather is really weird. It's been getting really weird. The summer's more hotter, the winters are more mild, and barely see half of the bugs anymore. I haven't seen like butterflies in the, you know, butterflies, you know, usually you would see them, but the past few years they're just kind of just not here anymore. Maybe depending on where you live, but I'm pretty sure there's a study on that, you know, these bugs are going away. You know, you can tell bugs are going away. Hell, even the skies, you can see in the skies all these streaks, the chemtrails. You can see these white streaks. Oh yeah, and that's another thing I need to talk about is the chemtrails, or like you can see them in the goddamn sky. 1 minute you'll see a line, like a line of smoke going across the sky, and it'll be like a crisscross pattern. If you look in the sky, there's a lot of people that ain't been paying attention. You can see like crisscross patterns in the sky with the white trails, and then in 1 minute it will be like that, but 1 minute, and then like 30 minutes to an hour it'll be fucking haze. It'll be all spread out, and there's like a haze, and it just feels hazy. Like, I want to say, like when I was at this Walmart this one time, you know, they had Walmart, they had McDonald's, they had Burger King, all these fast food restaurants, and then, you know, by the interstate too. So by the interstate, right beside the interstate, and then there's Walmart and everything else, man. You know, and as I was going into Walmart, you know, I was really looking at everything. There's cars everywhere too. Like, there's cars everywhere. And it's just this thick, hazy, it's more, you know, hazy and stuff, like, and it's hard to breathe, and I'm sneezing, constantly sneezing, and I have this runny nose. I don't know if it was my sinuses. I was trying to think if it was my sinuses or if it was just the weather, man. But it was around that time, like I was saying before, that when you see the chemtrails in the sky, and you know, it's like the lines in the sky. It's 1 minute you can see them like in lines, and then 1 minute they disappear and it's more hazy. They're trying to control the weather and this is another phenomenon that people are like, you know, they're actually spraying chemicals in the sky, but other people are denying it. So yeah, it's just, man, it's a whole nother thing about that. But I just feel like that's real, something real that's been going on too. But most people obviously know that, you know, the weather is not how it used to be when we were like in the 2000s and shit, you know what I'm saying? Or early 2010s to, you know, the 2000s. It wasn't like this. We had plenty of snow too. Like when we were kids and stuff, like when I was a kid, like the weather wasn't how it is now. Like the weather used to be like, we used to have more snow. We would have like feet of snow, like a few feet of snow when I was a kid. But then as time went on, especially like in the 2020s, like the weather's not how it used to be. We barely have any snow. I can count all the winters we had, you know, in the 2020s, and the snow is not as much as it used to be. And the summers are more harder now, man. So I'm just, I'm noticing all this stuff and I want to talk about it. I feel like I had to make a video regardless of how you look at it. I think the weather is just, it's getting worse because I already know, because it's because of human activity. And I can go so deep into like climate change, you know, global warming, that we're gonna be here all day about it. So I'm like, no, we're not gonna go too deep. But I would just tell you like my basic experiences based on what's going on with the weather, and especially this summer. Because this past 3 or 4 days, 5 days, I'm on my 5th day this week. So it's Friday. All week it's been really hot. It's been up close to 100 degrees, and it's getting worse. There's wildfires too, getting worse. Wildfires, there's been an earthquake in, I think it was not Russia, it was one of those, I think it's Venezuela maybe? It was an earthquake, I think Venezuela, it was an earthquake. But, you know, we're talking about the heat. We're talking about El Nino. We're talking about the heat, because the heat is what's really the problem. And it's getting worse. I just don't, I wouldn't advise having kids, because like I said, every time you have a kid, it takes up a lot of resources. Having kids takes up a lot of resources, whether you want to believe that or not. I already know, obviously, you know, people don't really care. People have kids anyways. And I'm totally against that. There's no way I could ever imagine bringing a human being into this world knowing what's going on. And you know, as the shit gets worse, I know obviously things with people gonna get worse, you know. But if we were to take, okay, what if climate change and global warming wasn't a problem? Well, you would still have that nobody should be able to feel pleasure or pain. Because once you come into this world, there's no escaping pain and suffering throughout life. A lot of people like try to justify pain as something you can overcome, but what about the people that commit suicide, or it's hard to get off of drugs and they feel depressed, and you know what I'm saying. There's a lot of shit you can't escape, man, because like once you come into this world, you know, you can try to escape it, but you can't. Like, life is a prison. I believe life is a prison. And, you know, there's a lot of things. There's another topic I want to get into, but I'm going to make another video for that. I'm going to save another video for that. But I know a lot of religious, I would say it would be more of like Christians and stuff, pro-life and stuff. People want to have their own kids. They're so pro-life that they want to have their own kids, but they don't want to adopt. What about for the people that are already here that need love, and you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, what about the kids that are already here suffering? You know, what about those kids? I guess we just forget about those kids and decide that, oh, we need to bring somebody into this world. We need to have our own kids and bring somebody into this world. But I feel like people are so pro-life, you know, the ones that, you know, do say they're pro-life and stuff like that, they just forget about the people that are already here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking like we don't see a lot of people like trying to adopt people that are already here. We don't hear a lot about that, you know, even if they're pro-life and that's not. We just see a lot of people having kids. Like, you know, the birth rate has gone down as of right now, as of today. The birth rate and everything has gone down. But where I'm at right now, there's a lot of people around me that have a lot of kids. I can just see it everywhere. Kids everywhere. Not just 1, 2, 3, 4 per couple around here. I see it everywhere. Over here, at least. Even though the birth rate has gone down, I still feel like there's people still having kids. And I don't feel like people think about what's going on right now that can really like impact the kids that they're having nowadays. How it's gonna impact them. They don't think about that. They don't want to think about that. They just do it because their own intentions or their own, you know, purpose. They don't think about what they're gonna have to go through if there's either a collapse or if there's you know, global catastrophe with the environment. We run out of water. We don't got no more water left. How the fuck are they gonna have enough water just to live their lives? And, you know what I'm saying, throughout their lives. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna die. You know. The more kids we're having, the more trees they're gonna fucking chop down. The more trees are gonna chop down, and it's gonna cut into the animals' home and environment and habitat. You know, yeah. I mean, you know, I feel bad for the animals too. But at this point, I'm thinking, once again, I'm gonna keep saying this, is that I think we need to go extinct. We need to go extinct. If I gotta say it in every video, I think we need to go extinct. Humans need to go extinct. Animals need to go extinct. So that way, we're not in the constant cycle of suffering. Because it's gonna keep happening. I mean, it's gonna keep going on and on. I don't think really not enough is gonna be done to keep this from happening, you know. So we need to collectively just go extinct everything. All animals and all people. That's really the only way I can see it happening. But the good thing the best thing for me is to put this out there to people, because whether you agree with it or not, it doesn't fucking matter. Whether you agree with it or not, I think I need to express this from me, myself, about really what's going on and things this shit is getting worse. Every day that people keep doing this shit, the pollution that's gonna fuck everything up, you know? The greenhouse gases are getting trapped in our atmosphere, and it's only gonna get worse, and it's only gonna get harder. This is Mother Nature's way of saying, humans, you need to stop doing this. All this shit that you're doing, you need to stop doing this. And the weather's gonna get worse. Regardless, either way, I don't think it's gonna be I think it's gonna be irreversible, because we're not gonna stop. Civilization is not gonna stop doing this. So this is my way, Mother Nature way of saying, I need to get rid of you, because like I said, COVID-19 only killed a certain amount of people, but it didn't get the whole, species. It didn't get all of us. And like I said, the disease is gonna keep popping up. It's gonna keep trying to control us, the population of us, and there's just gonna be a lot of shit coming forward. I just say it because I feel it. I feel it myself, and I know there's a lot of people feeling it, too right now. There's probably a lot of people. There's a lot of people talking about it, not just me. I feel like sometimes it's only me that's saying this or experiencing this, but there's a lot more people out there that's obviously experiencing this. Obviously, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. So anyway, yeah, I just gotta get it out, because I feel it and I know what's happening. I know what's going on out there. So I don't know everything, but whatever I collect, I'm gonna, off whatever information I collect that I feel like, relating to how I experience things and how I go through things, yeah, I'm gonna push it back out there, and to whoever who wants to watch this, take whatever you can from it, and maybe you can do something with it, whatever. Yeah, so that's pretty much all I have to say. I probably have a little bit more that I want to say, but this video is going on 40 minutes, so I'm gonna go ahead and end it at that. I'm a misanthrope, and I am an anti-natalist, for this reason, and it's a good reason. And it's a good topic to talk about. It's pretty serious, but I just think if you're thinking about having kids, I would not do it. If you want to be, it's all up to you. But me, I'm not having kids. It's not me being stuck up. It's not me playing God or anything like that. Nowhere near that. It's just based off my experiences why I myself choose not to have kids. And like I said again, it's a personal choice. I'm not playing God. I'm not playing right and wrong. But I'm just, from my experiences, just trying to make things make sense, I guess, to why we shouldn't procreate. And yeah, and why I really don't like human society or human nature, because of shit like this that the next generation is gonna have to go through until we're all fucking dead and until we're wiped from this planet. I mean, you know. And what's really contributing to the cycle of suffering that we need to put a stop to. Yeah, this is my video. Probably gonna make some more videos. I'm not gonna keep making like videos every day or every week. It's just whenever I get a chance, maybe the location, how I'm feeling, or what I'm thinking about, you know, and if I can get across to where people understand, you know. So, yep. That's gonna be the end of this video. Thanks for watching.